Alright folks, this is Nightmare once again with Twisted Nightmare Gaming. Bringing episode 2 of Low Tier for Life. Uh, just by the card on the top, people are going to automatically think that this is Arcana Force. Oh god no. I just really like the Fool. But anyways, a little bit of backstory on this deck. The deck that you're about to see in this profile has gone through a lot of changes off of multiple ban lists. The reason why this deck is very low tier is quite bad after the last change, because I just really stopped playing the deck. I was trying to do something that shouldn't have been done in the deck, which, I mean, this could have fell in the category of bad deck ideas, but I ran it in Low Tier for Life just because of one specific spell card in this deck that a lot of people hate with an unbridled passion. So, without further ado, here we go. So, one copy of Arcana Force Zero the Fool. We don't ever normal summon this monster unless I had absolutely no choice. Basically, he sits in defense. You smack him, he ain't dying by battle. That's basically his whole function of being in this deck. One Gale the Whirlwind. If most people who know me know, I really like running Gale in a lot of decks. This does allow me to do a lot of synchro plays in this deck, but as you see, I don't really have an extra deck sitting here lying around because I don't normally go into the extra deck in this deck. He is there literally that way I can cut something in half and run it over with something else. One of my older trademarks, one copy of Guardian Sphinx. Of course, people know I absolutely love this card. Yes, it is very slow, but if you allow me to pull it off, I'm going to wipe all of your monsters off the field in one single shot. And then I'm going to hit you with a bunch of little people. One Penguin Soldier. Self-explanatory. If you allow it to flip and pop and bounce two monsters on the field, I'm probably bouncing one of yours and him and then resetting him. One Plague Spreader Zombie. It's kind of self-explanatory again. Synchro plays if I decide to actually do an extra deck. I have an extra deck for this per se. I can grab it, but I actually know everything that's in it off the top of my head. Scapegoat. Because who doesn't like having 4 little tokens sitting on the field, not bothering anybody? 2 Spear Cretin. Because loops are fun and nobody really sees Spear Cretin in 2018 coming. 3 copies of Speedroid Mako. Simply put, he's Battle Fader on drugs. Truth be told, with Link summoning, he actually kind of becomes a bit useless, but if I'm playing like previous formats, you know, he comes in very handy to switch everything to defense on my opponent's field. Triple Twinkie, because it's Twinkie doing Twinkie things. And then here comes the one that probably throws a lot of people off. Double the True King Bosteros, the Fathomer. If you notice, I really don't run a lot of water monsters, but in the event that I have Twinkie and something else that is completely useless on the field, pop him, bring him out, let him do his thing. one Dogoran, one Gandala, one Radiant, one Thunder King. Because kaijus are nice. That's actually it for the monsters. One Book of Eclipse. I think I actually ran more, but I've since taken them out to run them in something else. Triple Clock Tower Prison. As you see, we don't run Dreadmaster. We don't run Dreadmaster just because it's god awful. Dark Hole. One Akibio Drakmort. Now, most people don't remember what this does. It's an equip spell. Target one monster on my opponent's side of the field. It can't attack. 2 turns it dies, this goes back to my hand. Or was it back to the deck? It's been a while since I actually used it. No, it's back to my hand. So, it works. It works. And then the reason that this deck was built, and the thing that people hate the most, Final Countdown. Final Countdown's in here simply because this was the original basis of the deck. The original incarnation of this deck was 100% pure defensive measures, low-level monsters that literally just end the battle phase, in my opponent's turn, things like that. Double Ground Collapse, because I don't want you having monster spaces. And the less chances you have to getting link monsters on the field, the better. Since you see all those kaijus, one Slumber. Solo MST. One Pot of Dichotomy. One Scapegoat. And Swords. Alright, now on to the traps. One Astral Barrier. 2 Back to the Front. Another trademark. Double Dark Bribe. One Dust Tornado. One Solemn Warning. And double Spirit Barrier. Now, again, as you see, I do have combos in this deck. They're just very old and they're relatively slow. But my favorite one is Clock Tower, Spirit, and Astral. Basically, you're saying I can take the damage to my life, but I'm not going to take that battle damage. If I control a monster, I take no battle damage. This says after the 4 counters, I take no battle damage. This just says I can take it directly to my life. So I'll just say I'll take it to my life. I ain't taking no damage, so I don't care. So that was it for the main. The extra deck list is kind of self-explanatory. 2 Underclock Taker, 1 Saryuja, and then a bunch of synchros and XCs. We do run the Utopia package, so Utopia Prime, and Utopia the Lightning. Bills. It's kind of why the Scapegoats, the Scapegoats and the other stuff are in there. Trish can be running this deck. Another Xyz I do run Baguska in here. Those are actually the main ones I go into. Everything else is kind of filler. I can Black Rose. I can be funny in Moonlight. I can also Crystal Wing if I need to. I can Siphon Lord Omega in this deck. I mean, it has its versatility. It's just very old. very slow. And if I go back to the original build of the deck, I will probably rebuild this deck, just to reprofile this deck to what it looked like originally. But that's it for the profile. Let me know what you think. Again, this was a very low tier deck. That's why it's called. That's why the segment is called Low Tier for Life. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that bell. Go ahead and throw us a like on our Twisted Nightmare Gaming Facebook page, and don't forget to hit us up on Twitter or Instagram, because we do have those. We may not get to post as much on Instagram, but the Twitter page normally gets filtered from both my individual and Twisted's individual Twitter page. So more often than not, you'll see stuff that we've probably retweeted or tweeted on our original pages, and then retweeted off of that page. The Twitter account is at TWSTD_NGHT_games. And the Instagram is Twisted_Nightmare_gaming. And then for the Facebook, it's Twisted Nightmare Gaming. You'll know it's the right one because you'll see either the TNG logo that was made by a friend of ours, or you'll see a picture of myself and Twisted's face as the cover art for the channel, for the page. Well, again, this was Nightmare, Twisted Nightmare Gaming, signing off. You guys have a great rest of your day.